association sector today? I know some of you get the exact same question. It's a really big question, which is really what prompted CSAE's exploration into membership trends, which we did with the help of Gerald Bram and Bram Research. We commissioned the report to capture the current snapshot of what's happening in associations today, and particularly coming out of the last 4 years. We learned a great deal from the report, and if you've purchased it, if you have it, if you've read it, then I hope that you've learned as much as I have through reading it. It also validated a lot of what you've been telling us that CSA members have been experiencing since what I like to call the great disruptor. The seemingly endless search for the return to normal unicorn doesn't exist. And as association professionals, we need to carve a new path forward based on insight and input from members. And if you joined Gerald and I and Sarah Sladek in April, we were talking about how to reposition associations as member-centric. The membership trends report certainly speaks to that, as does Sarah's new book, Member Shift. And I know Gerald and Jeff Hanlon are also doing a session in a couple of weeks all about membership engagement and membership trends. So catch that if you're with us in Kingston. A key indicator out of the report, out of the membership trends report, suggests that members who have taken time to develop and articulate and regularly assess their member value proposition are currently stabilized or experiencing growth. That was really intriguing for us at CSAE.
So given the board of directors are all members, we took some time to review the membership trends report. From there, we embarked on a review and redevelopment of CSAE's member value proposition. We engaged the support of Aaron Roberts of Zeem, so thank you, Aaron, and began at the beginning with 2 simple questions asked of each board member. So while we have your attention, we would like to take a few minutes to do a bit of a focus group with you. So I'm going to ask you the same 2 questions, and if you're comfortable, please drop your answer into the chat. So the first question we answered was, why did you initially become a member of CSAE? We realized some of you, it's been a long time. Others may be more recent, but think back and why did you become a member of CSAE? To earn CAE. Skills gaps, share among peers, learning opportunities, recommendation from employer, membership transferred, voluntold by my then boss. Yes, Danielle, we were voluntold by our then boss. Danielle and I used to work in the same place.
Karen, that's great.
Networking. Also voluntold. Networking, volunteer roles.
PD.
Interesting.
Learning, professional development, great. CAE, CAE. We're going to talk about the CAE at some point.
We sure are. Okay, so the next question that we pose to the board is, why are you still a member of CSAE? What keeps you around? Is it the same? Has it changed? Trends of the association, the people, conferences, connections, people, trends, connections, connections. A lot of people are keeping people here. Resources, ongoing learning. So really interesting responses. When we did the workshop, the board had very similar responses around the table. So it's encouraging to hear the members here today giving mostly the same answers that we discussed.
Absolutely. And we're going to take your answers, by the way, and we're going to add them into the collection of data that we have. I know, Shannon, we've already talked about, we're going to stop all the way through as we finish a section to answer some questions. I know there were some really thoughtful questions that came in advance of the town hall. I think we've covered them in our discussion topics today, but if not, we will make sure that you have an opportunity to ask them if you didn't, if we haven't. But I'm pretty sure there were 3 really good ones, and I think we covered them. Well, maybe not one, but I'll expand on one as we go. Poor Shannon, of course, I gave her notes and now I'm all over the place. That's a surprise. So as we go today, I want to just talk about over the next few months, back to the member value proposition, which was really important. And I think, Cheryl, that was your question for CSAE. We started the work on developing a really solid, the next iteration of a really solid member value proposition statement for CSAE. And I think one of the most important things is once we've landed on it and we're close, but we're not finished, hence the reason why we're asking you questions, is because we really want to make sure that it is the right statement. And then from there, the data out in the membership trends report really suggests that if you have a well-articulated value proposition, then the next thing to do is to use it. So count on that. I do want to point out that the membership advisory group, which is made up of CSAE members, some of you are here today from a variety of both nationally and provincially based associations, small, mid-size, and large associations, executive and business memberships, recently had a chance to review the current state of the statement that we've pulled together based on member feedback. Feedback from that particular group, including some of the information that you've shared here, will be incorporated into the next iteration, at which point it will be your turn to review the actual statement and help us get it across the finish line. So we're going to invite you in an open invitation to participate in a roundtable discussion. We'll provide several opportunities to find a date and time that works for you to slot yourself into. What we really want to do is ensure that the member value proposition for CSAE is both relevant and meaningful to you, to the members of CSAE, because if it's relevant for you, if it's the reason why you come, then it's the reason why others will follow. So watch for that invitation to participate and come and share your input. I think, Shannon, that was the one question that we had around value proposition. I just want to stop there for a second before we go on into some other things, just to see if there are others. And for the first time in my life, I'm using 2 monitors. So I apologize from looking away from you while I look at the chat, because the chat's over here. Was that a hand clap? Because I'm actually using some technology. Wait until we start to talk about technology. Okay, thank you very much. I'm going to move on, or I'm just going to keep going, because understanding why members are members, those critical questions that Shannon just asked you, is key to the success of all associations. The CSAE certainly stands among those that consistently work on ensuring value for membership. Now, we do so with goalposts that are clearly laid out in what I happen to think is a well thought out strategic plan. The 3 strategic pillars we've been talking about for the last 3 years, as we hit the sort of 3.5–4 year mark of the current plan, are built on the firm foundation of CSAE's mission to provide the tools and the resources to advance association excellence. We remain steadfast in our determination to be the champion for associations, the center of excellence for the association sector, and a model for continuous improvement in association management.
The strategic plan serves as our roadmap. It's guiding us towards our goals and helping us stay focused. It outlines our vision, mission, and objectives, providing a clear direction that aligns every action and decision that we make. So I cannot understate the importance of a strategic plan, especially following the turbulence over the past few years, both with pandemic and post-pandemic economic crisis having an impact on associations in Canada. Equally important is to review and monitor the strategic plan to make adjustments when necessary. For CSAE, the strategic plan ensures alignment to the mission, fosters accountability for our contributions, and promotes adaptability so that we can maintain a balance between stability and agility. Currently, the board, with the support of CSA's leadership, is reviewing the current strategic plan. This includes a thorough review of our mission and vision and the tactics that support the strategic priorities. The tactics that were developed as a result of collective member research, feedback, and insight, all of which inform the planning and delivery of programming based on member engagement, activity, and behavior.
Okay. So we are happy to report that several initiatives coming from the strategic plan over the past year were delivered, or rather continued to deliver the high quality programming and opportunities for connection that CSAE members, yourselves, have come to expect. And we look forward to providing more of that in the year ahead. Once again, we've listened to what you were asking for. We've pulled member engagement data, we've looked at behaviors, and we've built programming and added services to address your needs. So once again, one could say we've effectively and boldly embraced some change. So leaning into value-based programming and with the support of our partners, CSAE was able to deliver a series of outstanding signature events last year. Summer Summit in Mississauga. Thank you to all of our partners for making that happen. The annual conference experience in Montreal was really an experience. And yet again, a sold out tete-a-tete in Ottawa. In 2 short weeks, we're going to meet again on the shores of the mighty St. Lawrence in the beautiful historic city of Kingston for a sold out, for quite some time now, Summer Summit. So if you missed your chance to get in on the action this summer, and we recognize that, you know, wherever we go, we are constricted sometimes, or you know, we have a finite amount of space that we can work within. But if you didn't get a chance to join us or get in on the action next month, we really encourage you to register for the annual conference Connection, which is taking place in Ottawa in late October. I'd be remiss if I didn't say registration is open, and we really hope to see you there. For all signature events, we continue to take measures to ensure that there's a balance between business partners and executive members. I know this was a question that was posed earlier, and we wanted to make sure that we were addressing it transparently and clearly. This is a concern that has been raised by both sides of the CSAE membership equation consistently, I think since I've been here, which is almost 7 years. And we continue to act on your feedback. So achieving the right balance really ensures that business members and suppliers have a robust audience of executive members to connect with and to speak to, and that the association executives are able to connect with their peers. So if you're a business member and you find yourself on a wait list, you will be notified via email to complete your registration as soon as spaces become available. If you're not on a wait list yet, then visit the website, visit the conference website and add your name. We're going to, same as last year, release tickets in a measured way to maintain the right balance, the right ratio. And that will be done on a first come, first served basis, the same as it was last year. It is our responsibility as the association for associations to create ample opportunities for our business members, as well as our sponsors and our exhibitors, to be able to interact with our association professionals. It is also our responsibility to create that space for executives, association executives, to be able to learn and grow in a space with their peers. So speaking of that balance and speaking of creating that intersection, I sincerely hope that you have taken advantage of this new CSAE marketplace. So this innovative and interactive platform, if you haven't been on there, it's quite an interactive tool, brings both the business community that supports the work of associations and association professionals together. It is the perfect spot for business members to showcase your offerings and for association executives to explore products and services and gain information and insights from one another about what is available and what is worth checking out. It is a really great place to go in and find that support that you're looking for, to build your next governance policy, or to write your next strategic plan, or even to start work on a member value proposition. You can find all of the people, all of the business partners that support our work in there. And you can direct how you want to shop, and our business partners can direct how they want to be represented. Marketplace is a one-stop shop. All you need to go there for associations to go for whenever you are looking for solutions. So we consider that to be our job. The job of CSAE is to put you together, to put our business members together with our association executives, and we'll let you do the rest. We'll create the space, we'll create the environment for you to connect. So check out the marketplace. I'm going to pause there to see if there are any questions. I see that Stephen's put the marketplace website in the chat, which is fantastic. But if you've got questions around the strategic plan or around the activities or anything in general, if you ask us a question before we actually get to something, we may pause and just tell you, say, hang on. If you've got a different question, that feel free.
So as an association executive, we often have to go out to RFP, whether it's a hotel, a vendor, AV, you name it. And so going to the association marketplace, I have found it to be, that one-stop shopping where you don't have to do a whole ton of research and look around. It's and as more business members are added to that marketplace, I think it only helps the association executives.
Absolutely. I think we can keep going.
All right. So we mentioned earlier that we've been listening to members and evaluating member behavior to create opportunities for engagement. So topping the charts is access to resources and tools to help association professionals be more professional. Connection doesn't fall far behind, but with the influx of virtual and hybrid work environments, we find the comfort of our own offices, virtual and otherwise, along with the easy access to affordable learning to be highly efficient and effective. As a national organization, holding a virtual town hall or a virtual AGM is the best way we can ensure equitable access to critical information about the association. So we believe virtual is the future for such meetings. We've also found that for learning events like Governance Forum and CEO Symposium, the Executive Insight C-Suite series, and partnered webinars like the ones with Indigenous Works, virtual participation makes it so much more accessible for